I stood there in that middle of church with a bottle of gin in my hand. I'm looking up at the rooftop like I'm trying to find my long-lost friend. My days turn to nights, my nights turn to weeks when you're living life on the road. I'm halfway back to New Orleans with a few more drinks to go. I said, tip 'em on back. Well, let's tip 'em on back. I finally made it back to Bourbon Street, picking some of them old night bars, hoping I could find myself playing music on my guitar. For the kid around, they all shouted out as the drinks began to flow. I pulled out that old guitar, then I showed them how to do-si-do. I said, tip 'em on back. Well, let's tip 'em on back. With a bottle of gin in my hand, looking up at the rooftop like I'm trying to find my long-lost friend. Days turn to nights, but nights turn to weeks when you live a life on the road. Halfway back to New Orleans with a few more drinks to go. I said, tip 'em on back. Well, let's tip 'em on back. I spent the day out in the heat, working with these dirty hands. When I get home, I'm hungry. I think you know what that means. 'Cause in the kitchen you are waiting to make that gumbo with me. I love your gumbo, baby. It's so spicy and it's so hot. You really get me going when you're stirring up that pot. When I get home, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for my Cajun queen. 'Cause in the kitchen you are waiting to make that gumbo with me. Let's make some gumbo, baby. Make it spicy, make it sweet. Let's make some gumbo, baby. Daddy's hungry, it's time to eat. Let's make some gumbo, baby. Kettle fire's burning hot. Let's make that gumbo, baby. Here I come, ready or not. spicy and it's so hot. You really get me going when you're mixing up your pot. When I get home, I'm hungry. I think you know what I mean. 'Cause in the kitchen you are waiting.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Going on, guys? Did you guys hear music? Did you guys hear music out there? Because if you did, we are rocking. We are coming off a hot start today. Oh, it can only go downhill from here. I'm joking. Hey guys, it's me. It's CQ. I'm the Pop Culture Warrior. Welcome to Pop Culture Warrior. This is episode 6. We are on a full lockdown here, folks. If you're alive out there, hold your loved ones close. Huddle up by the fire that you set in your living room, and guard your toilet paper, bring them in close, and enjoy the show, man. Listen to us. This is the show where I get to keep up with how the coronavirus is destroying everything we love and hold dear in the pop culture world, and then I get to share that with you, my frustrations and my hatred for this virus that's destroying everything we love. Typically my host is Radar. He was unable to join us tonight. He's not got the coronas. He's okay. He's dealing with protecting the family and the community. And but that being said, we have a special guest today. He hasn't joined the show yet. This is his first time. Everyone, please give a raucous welcome to Mud Puppy. Are you there, buddy?
Hey, yo, what's going on, Nation?
What's good, man? How are you, sir?
Ducking and weaving the corona. So far, so good.
Aren't we all?
Almost out of lines, so.
All right. How are you on TP? Let's ask the first serious question. How are you on the TP?
We are still green on TP, and okay. My wife, as lovely as she is, through the years, we cloth diapered all of our kids, and I still have a diaper sprayer connected to one of my toilets. So as long as I don't go in the middle of the night, I won't have a rude awakening.
All right. Okay.
So we're good, man. Like, I have a built-in bidet.
Nice. Yes. Way to keep it fresh and clean. That's the way to go, man. Yeah, this has been intense. We've been talking about the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's like, man, it's this is getting pushed back, and that's getting pushed back, and this is getting affected. But it's like, all right, but it'll die down. But man, it is just, this thing is rocking and rolling and going just to town on everything. We have a lot of news to cover in the pop culture world: movies, TV, gaming. Unfortunately, it's about 90-ish% coronavirus related. But what can you do? I tried really hard. I was like, man, at least let's do like half and half, right? Half news that it's affected and half just other news. But there isn't enough. You
can't find any regular news right now, man.
You can't.
It's all like it's Corona.
You can't, man. There is no other news. It is only the Coronas is all that's left. That's gonna wipe out that, and the cockroaches will be all that is left. But it's all right. It's all right. We're gonna geek out on some news, and we will huddle up. We will get through this together. And Mud Puppy, thank you for being here and stepping into the big shoes of Radar while we try to get through this. We try to weather this storm. So I appreciate you being here, bud. All right.
Oh, not a problem. We got this.
Yeah, we got this. So, hey, big shout out to everybody that's already logged in and going. We got Christopher, we got Comic Boss, we got Doc, got a bunch of other people. I'm trying to keep the chats open and see what's going on, but I got a lot on my screen right now. So, hey, we got sound, we got video, we got audio. Y'all can hear me. At this point, it's a win. We can shut down shop and call it an episode because we are on fire today. I love it. I love it. So hey, you're good luck, man. You're gonna have to come on more often. So thanks.
Hey, Pop Culture Warrior, where you're guaranteed not to contract the coronavirus.
That's right. Here on WTF Nation Radio, the one place you won't get infected. You might catch another infection, but it won't be the coronavirus. That's for sure. But okay, so what do we got today? Let's do. What are we gonna start with? Let's start with movie news. Movie news. I keep saying I have this bad habit of every time I switch over, like I need some type of jingle between segments, right? That's every good show. Do you got a jingle guy? Do you know anybody know a jingle guy? Because I need a jingle for movie news and TV news and gaming news. I don't know, or something. But all right, so movie news. So unfortunately, there have been nothing but closures and shutdowns and delays and postponings and suspensions and in regards to movies. So these are the movies that are already confirmed to be pushed back. So we talked about this last week, but like Milan is being delayed, no date. Was it Quiet Place 2, which was just set to come out, is being pushed back, no date. Peter Rabbit 2, for those with the kids, that has no date. Or actually, no, that one has August 7th is where it got pushed back to. New Mutants, which was a Fox property, now Marvel / Disney owned property that they were going to release, which has already been delayed for like years when they shot this. It's being pushed back. They're hoping to get it out for 2020, but it's not looking great. What else? Fast and the Furious 9 is.
Oh, don't get me started on that franchise.
Yeah. I've had words about Fast and Furious, but they're getting delayed a full year. They're not coming out till April 2nd of 2021, as it stands right now. The next James Bond, No Time to Die, is getting pushed back to November 25th, and this one, the most recent delay, which is just shattered my heart. The Black Widow movie, the Scarlett Johansson-led Black Widow movie, is getting delayed, and there is no date at this time. That just came out yesterday. So at this time, they don't have a date yet about where it's going to be. But I was kind of hoping that with it being May 1st, I think it was supposed to be, I was kind of hoping that, we wouldn't have this issue and that we could all be happy and peaceful by then. But 'twas not to be. So, were any of those movies something you were really looking forward to?
Obviously, Scarlett Johansson.
Of course.
I mean, that's a given. And then, with the kids, the Peter Rabbit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wish they would do what some of the other ones are doing and just putting it out. Like, Disney kicked out some movies early, and there's a couple other ones that they're looking at kicking out early.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's going to help us parents that have the kids stuck at home.
Right,
Thank goodness.
right.
Household 6. She works for the school system, so she's here.
Right. Well, yeah, no,
we don't have to find a daycare or anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Joe, great. You said New Mutants is one of the unluckiest movies of the last 10 years. I completely agree. I mean, they have had just a tough time just battling development issues and script issues and director, actor, release. I mean, it finished shooting I think 3 years ago, and has just not been able to get to the light of day. We finally get it to the finish line, and then that finish line gets moved back a million miles. So, we'll see. The big push right now on social media is that everybody's trying to say with the Black Widow movie, release it straight to Disney Plus, which, I mean, obviously I would lose my mind. I would love that. I just don't see it happening. And we're going to talk more about that and what movie studios are trying to do and what they could possibly do. But with a movie of that caliber, I just don't see them just dropping it on Disney Plus. So those are movies that were as far where we're done and they're stopping the theatrical release. Some movies that are currently in production and have completely stopped production for the time being include So Jurassic World, the sequel, Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, the Uncharted movie that was going to be Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Antonio Banderas, based on the Uncharted video game. That was literally set to start shooting, I think, in the next like 3 to 6 weeks or something like that. That's been paused. Matrix 4, which was shooting already, has stopped shooting. Mission Impossible 7, The Batman, which we've been seeing a lot of leaked footage and test stuff, and the Batmobile and the suit. That's shut down production. Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them Part 3, the sequel to the first two, was shut down on, unfortunately, what was going to be the first day of production, and they shut down. So that's sad. And one of Disney's live actions that they're working on is Little Mermaid, so that's been shut down as well. So some real big pop culture movies between, kid, comic book, action, sequences. Any of those that you're really excited and hope aren't delayed too much?
Fantastic Beasts 3. My wife has me on a Harry Potter kick ever since we got married. And the first two were just awesome. I loved them to death. And then Jurassic World, again with the kids. My oldest son, he's a huge Jurassic Park fan. And that whole franchise, absolutely loves them. And he was totally excited when he found out this new one was getting ready to start production.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was, I don't want to tell him, well, they stopped production.
Yeah. I see we got a comment too about, are the theaters closing? Yeah, we're gonna cover that. We're gonna tap on that upcoming. So hang in there, and we will get to that bit of news. But I appreciate you. You guys you're on the ball, man. Everybody knows what the kind of stuff we're gonna be talking about. So I appreciate you guys being on the ball with this. So those are movies that have stopped production and hopefully can pick up and maybe crunch time still make their release dates. But I mean, being what it is, and they're saying it's gonna be 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, fucking to the end of the year, who knows? I mean, we'll see. And here's kind of the real bummer news, right? Because it's one thing to do movies, now they're gonna hit us at home. So these are the TV productions that have stopped. And I know I'm doing movie news, but I figured it kind of flowed with all the production stopping stuff. So some TV shows that have stopped production are Saturday Night Live, kind of obvious, it's weekly, it's live audience, can't really do it. A lot of people in one space. But some shows that aren't as live, so FX, they were working on a Why the Last Man series, which is based on the comic book. That's being halted. Also on FX, you have Atlanta, Fargo, Snowfall. Those are all FX series that have been that were in production and have stopped. Amazon was producing a Lord of the Rings TV series. That's been shut down. AMC's halted production on Fear the Walking Dead season 6, but so that's the live production, but they're still doing pre-production for season 11 of the main Walking Dead show. The writers' room is still happening, and the scripts are still writing, so the kind of the background stuff's still happening, but any of the pre-production stuff has been kind of paused. Netflix has paused filming on all of its TV shows in the US and in Canada, which includes everyone's favorite, Stranger Things. So season 4 will probably be delayed as well because of the shutdown. This also includes Witcher season 2. It's some of the shows that I was most looking forward to. The Marvel Disney Plus shows that are currently in production, and that includes Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision. All of them have put on hold. But any of the stuff that they can do pre-production, they've already said they're gonna try to do remotely, kind of telework the pre-production angle of it. But anything that involves shooting has been completely shut down. NBC has suspended or accelerated production on 35 scripted, unscripted, and syndicated shows and pilots. So if you're a fan of Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Law and Order, SVU, any of those syndicated shows, multi-script, unscripted shows, everything NBC, 35 different shows that have been canceled or kind of rushed to try to beat the the thing. Tina, I see you said I need another season of Black Mirror. Yeah, unfortunately, you might be waiting a while. They're gonna try to do as much. The silver lining, and well, let me finish this part, and I'll kind of go into what I think the silver lining could be in all this. But so NBC canceled those shows. Also, NBC has suspended Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, the late night shows. Previously, they were talking about doing just an audience-free version, just like several other late night shows, which included CBS The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Comedy Central's Daily Show with Trevor Noah, TBS's Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. All these shows were set to go audience-free so that they can still produce shows, but NBC just decided to completely suspend the Jimmy Fallon and the Seth Meyers show temporarily while this plays out. And then again, another big hit to my heart, Warner Brothers TVs. So this covers The Flash, Riverdale, Lucifer, Supernatural, Batwoman, Young Sheldon, and literally a bunch. It's like 70 plus shows that are being scripted and or in pilot season have all been suspended. So if you like any of your CW shows, your Arrowverse
Not my
shows,
Young Sheldon.
yes, your Young Sheldon, all of that, anything produced by Warner Brothers TV has completely shut down. So this is obviously
Just don't touch my live PD.
It's coming to that too. I mean, it's right around the corner. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where I get it. They're doing it for the safety of everyone. Nobody's enjoying this. I mean, if you are, you're a sadistic son of whatever. But no one's enjoying this, and we're losing out on a lot of good stuff. What I was saying that I think the silver lining could be, and what I'm hoping for it to be, is that because of this time to focus more on pre-production and time to focus on the writing, the scripting, a lot of the background stuff, you know, getting better directors or better actors, whatever it is, you know, whatever they can do outside of shooting and setting up sets and doing, you know, scene scouting or whatever. Hopefully that this causes them to have a better, you know, time with all that. I'm hoping it leads to better creativity. What do you think?
I'm telling you that the scripts and everything else are going to be almost 10 times better.
Right.
Because all these guys are now, they're stuck in their house, and that's all they can do is write.
Yeah.
So they're going to be kicking out scripts left and right. So we're going to get higher quality programming, and higher quality. Everything's going to be higher quality.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be able to stop and refine their art. They have no choice but to.
Yeah. I really, I hope that's what the case is, because, you know, we've seen it before when Hollywood went through like the writer's strike and how that impacted storytelling and TV. There was a massive, you know, because they tried to either rush through production or they tried to fill in with whatever writers they could find, and it hurt TV. It hurt a lot of TV shows and a lot of seasons of TV shows that struggled to recover or never did. So I'm hoping this is the inverse of that, and because these writers can just sit back and really spend time creating these awesome narratives, that we get some really good TV. So that's kind of the hope there.
Well, not just TV. You know, I'm kind of new friends with a director that you know too, and he's, you know, spending this time in his house writing 2 brand new scripts.
That's right. I mean, I think you can. He tweeted about it, so I mean, you can kind of put it out there.
Yeah. You know, Kevin Smith right now, he's working on the Mallrats 2 and Clerks 3.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, he used a lot of Clerks 2, his original script, for the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. So he's basically starting over from square one with the Clerks 2.
Right.
But you know, he tweets about it all the time. He's on Instagram about it all the time now. That's what he's spending his time with, besides hiking the mountain in his backyard.
Yeah.
Is that he's digging down, getting
what
into
better
the
time,
script
right?
writing.
I mean, think
And
about it.
you're going to see again 2 quality Kevin Smith movies.
Right, because if you're social distancing and you're trying to quarantine yourself and I mean maybe graphic designers and artists and writers, this is it. This is the best time for them because they have to be locked in to do those things, and maybe we'll hopefully promote the best creative, we'll have this creative renaissance that comes out of this, hopefully not just like a baby boom, just for people filling the time, but some sort of, creative renaissance that revolutionizes storytelling and visual arts, and all those guys that were, working on the next Marvel movies are going to make the special effects that much better because they've got nothing but time to tinker, you know what I mean? So hopefully hopefully that's what it is. I mean, really, I hope.
And it's funny you bring up, our next generation that's probably going to be made during this whole virus thing. Can we call them the Corona kids?
The Corona kids. I heard a great one. Oh, what was it? Oh man, Corona teens? No, oh man, I had a great one for this, man. I'm gonna think of it during the break, but we had a chat room going, and we were talking about like what would the next generation be, what would this generation be called, and there was a really phenomenal one that was just so good. If you guys can think of a good title for the Corona kids out there, let us know. Drop it in the chat and share away. I see Steve. Hey, CQ Nation. What's up, Steve? Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you being here. Love it. Absolutely love it. So what else? What else we got? So, okay, so that's it for kind of like the big bummer when it comes to movies and TV. So let's move past that. Kind of an uplifting story, right? Let's balance this out. An uplifting story here is that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, his wife, actually donated $1 million to the relief fund, and it's specifically aimed at their Canadian roots. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, and so he did put that into Canada to help those most impacted by the illness. He's like not the CEO, but like he's one of the share owners of this new cellular company. I forget the name of it, but
Mint cell
Mint, that's right. Mint, right, Mint. So they're giving like a month free of their service. So like if you are in desperate need of a cell phone, and that includes data and I think minutes, I think too. I didn't read too much into it, but the idea that this company is going to provide people with a month free of phone service and internet service, that's incredible. I mean, for those really the most affected, the low income homes and the people most affected by this, the service industry people who maybe work paycheck to paycheck and can't afford to pay their phone this month because of how hard they are hit. I mean, that's huge. So kudos to him for stepping up and being awesome like that. I think that's a great story, and we need to see more of that. And I've seen a lot of it. I've seen it in, we're not going to cover it here because it's, more pro athletes and things like that. But, people that are basketball players that are paying like the salaries for the stadium workers that are out of business and a bunch of other things. So actually I'll jump in
and what I like seeing is, if you notice, and I don't know if your guys' local school districts are doing it, but a lot of them around here, they're taking that food that's in the refrigerator that would spoil otherwise, and they're cooking it up, and the bus drivers are going and picking it up and bringing it around to all the bus stops.
Yeah.
So you can go out, or designated areas, and you can go out. So I mean, any of that little stuff right there.
Yeah.
And I think Reynolds is also donating. It's split between Canada and it's like Feed America or something.
Right. Yeah.
One of those. Yeah, Feeding America.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. No, and you're right. And I'm hoping to hear. I'm again trying to look for the silver lining. I'm an optimist guy. I like to believe the best in people, and which is hard as a military guy also, right? As a veteran, we know the shitholes that are out there. But I like to believe in the best of people. That's why I like comic books and superheroes and stuff, is because they stand to be the beacon of light and the hope and the best of us. And so I hope and I anticipate that we're going to see a lot more positive stories coming out of this. Something that's going to affect so many, and really, a personal case in point. for those that don't know, I also do stand-up comedy, and I've helped teach and done these things. And one of my favorite spots, and one of the spots that have been the greatest to me, is the DC Improv. And I think it was the owner just posted on Facebook how they had to shut the doors, obviously, because what comedy club's going to be having shows when there's all these restrictions. But they had to lay off the entire staff. 50 people got laid off. And the concern is they're not sure if they're going to be able to reopen. So the DC Improv, which is a legendary stage where some of the biggest names in comedy have performed and cut their teeth, and it's one of the biggest venue I first went and I performed at, and to think that they might not recover from this and that they could, lose their business over this thing, which they have zero control over, like so many other service industries. It's saddening, and I'm hoping to hear things like, oh, Jerry Seinfeld, Kevin Hart, donate to help, relief and keep them open another month just so that they could, just so they can get through this time.
Yeah.
They don't need millions of dollars. This isn't the cathedral that burnt down or the rainforest that burnt down. This is just like, hey, can they just get enough to pay the rent for the next month or two so that they can then pay for staff?
I have a lot of friends. It's just like, the comedy industry and the music industry too. I've got a lot of friends in Nashville. Like the other night, I just went and seen, name just slipped my mind. I can only think of his actual name is Matt. That's how I know him. But Uncle Cracker and they just got devastated by those tornadoes there in Nashville. And now everybody is shutting down in Nashville because they can't go out. Yeah. So what a lot of the musicians are doing is if you have a favorite musician on your Facebook, on your Instagram, or anything else, these guys are literally doing live shows free.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
on their thing.
Dropkick Murphys was going to do like a live stream concert or something like that. I've seen it a lot.
Yep. Blake Shelton's out there doing it. It's crazy, but they're working around it and they're getting it going, and that's the main thing. I mean, John Legend's getting ready to do one. Chris Martin from Coldplay, he just did one.
Yeah.
But here's what you can do is that if you know that music venue or you know that comedy club in your area, guys, get online. A lot of times they have gift certificates. Buy a gift certificate right now.
Yeah.
For these comedy clubs. That way, and these music venues. That way, one, you can either keep it for yourself once everything gets back to normal, or two, you can gift it to somebody and they can, get that share of laugh or that share of music that you love. But it's also helping that local business at the same time.
Yeah. No, I agree also. Yeah. You could even do, pre-order tickets for a show that's 5 months from now, 6 months from now, where things are going to be fine, or at the very least, you'll be refunded. But that kind of money can keep them going through these really hard times. So I went to the movies on Saturday. I know I'm crazy. We've got confirmed cases in the area and whatnot, but I went to the movies. I went to see Bloodshot, and we'll talk about that later. But
you are such a rebel.
I'm saying, fight the power, fight the virus. No, it's you got to support these businesses that you love in regular times. Now, again, it's not easy for everyone, because if you're a restaurant worker or whatever, work cleaning a building that's now shut down, we're all hurting for money. We're all going to be affected by this, so it's hard to say, hey, go out there and be spending money when, you don't know if you're going to be back to work soon. If you're a mechanic or a cook or something that's going to be really impacted by this, working at a hair salon or something, some of these service industries that are going to be really impacted by this, it could hurt. It could really hurt. So hopefully we can get through this and we start to hear more good stories coming out of this. So with that said, what else? Oh, okay. So yeah, we kind of touched on this. There are some movie companies that are trying to make the best of a bad situation, right? And so, amid this kind of coronavirus pandemic that we're dealing with, for instance, Universal Studios, right? Big studio company. has been the first to decide to do some drastic measures. So they've went on to try to combat the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. As much of Hollywood has been grounded to a halt during the spreading of the virus, the box office has hit a 20-year low. A 20-year low in the age where, you know, you've got like the Avengers blowing up the box office. It's a 20-year low in the box office, and obviously it's because of what's going on. So they've decided to Universal Pictures has decided to make the most of its recent film releases, and they're going to make this available home on demand pretty much right out the gate. So the movies that are in theaters now, which I believe are The Invisible Man, that was just in theaters, and I'm trying to remember what the other one is. So The Invisible Man,
Emma and the Hunt.
Yes, and The Hunt. That's right. Thank you. So The Invisible Man, Emma, and The Hunt, which were all in theaters recently, which weren't expected to even come out on DVD or anything for a while, are now going to be available for on home demand, so you can watch it. It's going to be like $20, I think they said, for like a 48-hour rental.
Yep.
So these movies that are still in some theaters or just left some theaters are going to be available right at home. And then on top of that, a movie that hasn't even come out yet, and that is Trolls World Tour, for those people that have kids at home. The Trolls sequel, Trolls World Tour. They're going to skip the theaters altogether, or actually they're going to release in certain markets where people are still going to theaters. But for the most of us, they're going to release that straight to on demand. And so just trying to make the best out of a bad situation. I guess they figure cut their losses. They're not going to push the release back. They're going to stick with it, but just go straight to on demand. So you'll be able to see. I think if I had a date on that, I can't remember. I can't find my notes.
It's Friday.
Is it this Friday? Okay, great. So this Friday.
Friday, yep.
Okay.
Beginning Friday, The Invisible Man and Emma, along with The Hunt.
There you go. Those will
be available.
And I want to say it was like April 7th. I think it was. That was Trolls. Was going to hit the market.
April 10th. Yep.
April 10th. There you go. So.
Sorry, I'm a big Anna Kendrick fan.
Okay. Aren't we all? So that's that. I see somebody mentioned go back to passing the hat during outdoor shows. Yeah, right. Start collection plates. They're gonna need that to keep this stuff going. Some other movies I was able to dig up that are going to release to digital early are Birds of Prey, which was just in theaters. We'll actually go to digital Tuesday, March 24th. So that's next Tuesday. Hey, we'll do it for Pop Culture Warrior. Next week, they're going to release Birds of Prey, apparently, on digital. And then Frozen 2, which was set to hit Disney Plus in 3 months, is now coming 3 months early and is available, I believe, now. So you can watch Frozen 2 on Disney Plus right now. So.
Oh, it is, and I've already heard it like 7 times in this house.
So you know it's available. So that, I mean, it's good to see that some theaters are trying to make the best out of a bad situation, and hopefully we as customers can do what we can to show appreciation that, hey, this is available. But this kind of ties into why I didn't think Black Widow would go straight to Disney Plus, is they would lose too much. So something like what Universal's doing, and at least making it on demand, they're at least going to make a certain amount of money, because it's, even if you had 12 people sit around the TV and watch it, you still got that $20 for that viewing. Where if they release it on Disney Plus, it might drive sales or subscriptions of Disney Plus up a bit, but people that want Disney Plus already have Disney Plus. And so releasing a major motion picture like Black Widow straight to Disney Plus would be a losing proposition for Disney and Marvel. At best, they might do what Universal's doing and do some type of on-demand feature before it goes to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I don't see any way that Marvel and Disney takes that kind of a hit after making this. This is big budget, big release kind of a movie, and then just basically releasing it for free. because they've already got the subscribers. So they would just basically releasing it to the subscribers for free. Not
Yeah, and here's the other thing is like we still have a drive-in theater in our area. They're still open because nothing's safer than the inside of your car.
Yeah, true. But is a collection of cars to be considered a gathering of 20 or more? Is what they're saying now, 20 more, 50 or more, 100 more. If you're in one of those states that have like the no more than 1,000, go for it. If it's no more than 100, maybe. But once you get into that no more than 20, no more than 50, some places have. I think even a drive-in starts to get close to those kind of numbers in one area. But again, it's if you're not touching anything, you're not, being,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying is it's no different than going to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's true. I've had
So
reports.
check with your local drive-in.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I've had reports of a good friend of mine was saying that they were trying to get their medication refilled at Costco, and like somebody was outside physically stopping people going like with a little counter like we're at max capacity, which was like 20. We're 20 people in Costco, in the giant warehouse of Costco, and they had to wait for someone to leave, and they let one person in. So it's crazy. It's crazy, but I mean it's where we are right now, and we got to do what we can to try to avoid spreading this thing. So in that vein, is something we kind of touched on earlier. Regal Theaters. Regal, one of the biggest, theater conglomerate in the country, has completely shut down all their theaters indefinitely. So that's about 540 some odd screens in the entire U.S. Obviously, as a direct result of the coronavirus. You got to do what you got to do.
AMC is out for 6 to 12 weeks.
Yeah, AMC is shut down. I don't want to say it was all of them because there's certain I don't know why, but there was certain areas they felt that were least threatened. I don't know, but I want to say
No, they sent out a tweet. It's all of them now.
Okay, it's all of them now. Okay, so yeah, as of this morning, it's all of them. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad out there. I mean, it's really bad. And all I can say is, people stay safe. Keep clean, wash your hands, and distance yourselves from others. And I mean, it's a mess out there. But probably everybody's heard this by now. But since the last broadcast, we had the first reported celebrity to get coronavirus, and that was Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson. They were in Australia, and I think he's filming something. It's like an Elvis Presley movie. I don't know. But yeah, so they were hospitalized and they're okay. They're recovering. And just yesterday, I believe they were released and are now recovering at home. But soon after that, we found out Idris Elba was diagnosed with the coronavirus. And he went out there and he said that he was actually feeling fine. He felt no symptoms, but that he got tested because he had been in proximity with someone else who had confirmed that they had the coronavirus. So he got himself tested, and lo and behold, he tested positive. So he's now at home isolating. He did say that, I tested positive for COVID-19. I feel okay. I have no symptoms so far, but have been isolated since I found out about my possible exposure. Please, everyone, stay home, people, and be pragmatic. I will keep you updated on how I'm doing. Please don't panic. So there's that. And then just yesterday or the day before, we found out that Game of Thrones star Christopher Hivju tested positive. He's the guy that played, crikey. He was the one that was in love with the tall woman. Red beard. I can't remember. What was it?
Where's Spanky when you need her?
Yeah, Spanky would know these things. Yeah, no, I used to know all the names. Tormund Giantsbane was his name, is the character. Yeah, he took to Instagram on Monday. He announced that he had tested positive. He is in where was he? He was in it was Glasgow or somewhere. He was in the world. Yeah, Giants Bane. See, people coming in late. No, you're kidding. Good. Appreciate it. There's a delay. So he announced it. He said he's keeping himself isolated, and again, everyone's repeating the same thing: wash your hands. Keep good distance. Be pragmatic. Be smart. Just do what you can to help stop the spread of this thing. Right? We're not going to stop it individually, but together we can limit the exposure and the spread. And I know the biggest argument is that it's only really hurting the older people, so I'm okay. But if you become a carrier, you'll be fine, but then you're going to pass it on to a lot of people that won't be fine. So please just be considerate. And I know I see Pharaoh's, let's just say Pharaoh's. Meanwhile, the National Guard, we still have drills starting next week for a 6-day training. Attendance still 100% mandatory. So yeah, nothing changed, and training is still happening. Yeah. Unfortunately for the military, I've got friends that are still in, and people that are close to like the Pentagon and stuff, and yeah, they're saying it's business as usual for the military. I served in Italy, in Caserma, Italy, and it's in Vicenza, Italy, and I know for a fact they're on like 100% lockdown. They are not allowed off base. They're not allowed into public, and the base is really in the heart of the town of Vicenza, in the city of Vicenza. So literally, like any gate you go out, you're in like downtown Vicenza. So they're complete shutdown. So there are cases where
Germany's the same way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to figure, especially with Europe, the overseas your Koreas and your Europes, they're gonna be kind of more in the, I don't want to say the eye of the storm, obviously, because otherwise in China, but they're in that kind of close proximity to the storm, and we're just kind of way out on the fringes of it. So yeah, the military is as I know is business as usual here in the States, but overseas they're it's quite a different story. They're locked down, and they're I think they were limiting, like I heard you can only eat at the DFAC and like small groups, and you couldn't go off. I don't know. It was a bunch of stuff. Like they're really just shut down over there, which is sad, because if you've never been to the Italian base, it's very small and there's not much to do. So my heart and prayers go out to you guys that are still over there, because it's gonna be rough for a little while. But anyway, I did promise that there would be some non-coronavirus news. So hang on to your hats, people. We've reached a small respite from the coronavirus, and I don't think I've ever said corona this much in my life, and that's coming from a guy who drank it all the time. But yeah, so in movie news, just a couple weeks ago, before this thing went as viral as it did, pun intended, there was a test screening for Godzilla versus Kong. So that's coming soon. It's already wrapped most of the production, and they felt confident enough to do a test screening. So this came from director Adam Wingard, and he went on his Instagram. He posted kind of a cryptic tease. It was basically it was a picture of the old like 1962 King Kong versus Godzilla, and he basically just captioned that, and he said, yesterday was a great day for these two fellas, and that was it. Do a little digging, and you find out basically there was a test screening for the upcoming sequel, and the reception was mostly positive. So it's still, as of now, a release date for November 20. But I mean, who knows as things shift because of all this. But yeah, so apparently Godzilla versus Kong is might be the winter's big hit. It's testing really positive, and yeah, I'm interested. Have you I saw when they did like the King Kong movie, was it like Skull Island or something like that, and then they did the Godzilla movie, and that had Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame, all of like 10 minutes of it that he was in. And I saw that one. I didn't see the most recent one, which was like I think it was like Godzilla versus the Monsters or something like that, where they had like Mothra and all the different Godzilla monsters. Have you seen any of those? You have an opinion on any of those?
No, I'm like I like the classic. Don't mess with the classic.
I appreciate
You know?
that. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I still remember seeing what was it the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. It was like '98 or whatever, and Godzilla 2000, and that was a
Yeah,
that was a tough one.
and
To
I,
watch.
I still watch the black and white one
Yeah,
every
really.
so often. I force my kids to watch it.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. I'm sure they love that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it's something. I mean, it's definitely something. In more movie news, not coronavirus related, the legendary director Eli Roth, most known for his movies Hostel and a bunch of others, is apparently going to be directing the Borderlands movie. So anybody that's a gamer knows Borderlands is this wild, co-op shooter up, kind of not really RPG. I don't know, MMO, not really MMO. It's kind of this weird situation. It's cartoony yet 3D action. I don't know. It's a very good game, very popular. It spawned multiple sequels, lots of DLC, downloadable content. So they've been talking about doing a series or movie for a while, and it looks like Eli Roth is being tagged to direct the thing. And this comes from, and now I have this. Let's see if I can pull this up. I had it somewhere. Where is? Yeah, I should have probably had this queued up before I decided to talk about it, but that's okay. Yeah, the idea is that they were putting it out on social media. It was basically a tweet that came out from Randy Pitchford, and Randy Pitchford is the CEO of Gearbox, and Gearbox is the company that created Borderlands. So he kind of put out this tweet and then immediately deleted it. But of course, the internet being what the internet is, the minute someone saw it, they screen capped it, and now it lives on in infamy. So in the tweet that was deleted, it was actually a Borderlands pic, and I had it. I don't know where the hell I don't know where I lost it to, but there it is. I found it. Here we go. Boom. There it is. So Randy Pitchford, he posted this. Very excited to welcome Eli Roth as director of the Borderlands movie in development with Lionsgate and Arid Productions. And obviously that's Eli Roth's face on the body of a Borderlands character. Now, this went up and immediately went down. So two possible options are either it wasn't a done deal and he wasn't supposed to say it, or it was a done deal and they were waiting for a bigger reveal to come out later. Sometimes these companies like to do it as a surprise at like an E3 or GDC, or they just want to release it on their own terms and not have this random CEO of a game developing company just dropping that bombshell. Especially, yeah, that is a big oopsie. So they deleted it. They haven't commented on it, but I mean that I put this in the rumor category, but this is as confirmed as it's gonna get. So there's that. So what else? Movie news. I think that about covers it with movie news. There's this thing floating around where they're saying like Henry Cavill should be the next Wolverine. I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
It is. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I don't support this. I don't.
He's
think
Superman. He no. You can't.
Superman, but...
No, it doesn't work that way.
So here, I'll show you. I'll show you this. This is some people have put together shots of Cavill with Wolverine claws or artist renderings of what he could look like as Wolverine. I don't. While he has obviously the musculature and the facial hair to play a Wolverine, I just don't. you know, and I loved Hugh Jackman's take on Wolverine. I did, but even that, as a purist, as a comic book purist, was a far cry from the Wolverine of the books, of the comic books, the source material. Obviously, these are very tall men. Henry Cavill and both Hugh Jackman are very tall men, and Wolverine is supposed to be like 5'1", I think. He's a tiny thing. Like, he's a scrappy, small, muscle bound, this I don't know, it's almost like maybe like an NFL running back, right? He's kind of short in stature, but kind of, beefy and strong and quick. So again, tapping a real tall guy to play him just doesn't sit right with me. It's just
But
something
he's
about it.
also
Yeah,
he just
just
played
recently
Superman.
played Superman, a kind of another tentpole character. Yeah, I don't. There was a lot of unconfirmed rumors and this and that. I don't buy any of it. I don't even think talks are there. I don't think he wants to play after what happened with Superman, and that whole fiasco. I don't think he wants to play another superhero character for a little while at least. And there's rumors he's going to be in the Shazam sequel and this and that. I don't believe any of that stuff. Just doesn't make sense. But yeah, so if you see things out there that's Henry Cavill playing Wolverine or in talks to play Wolverine, it's not true. Don't buy into that stuff. It's not happening. But
I
yeah,
think somebody said it's more likely that Channing Tatum's Gambit film will happen before
Well,
he plays,
yes,
Wolverine.
Well, that's done. The Gambit movie is done. Like, that's already been pulled. Once the merger happened, once Disney bought out Fox and got back all its characters, that thing hit the ground floor so fast, which is disappointing because I know the actor, Channing Tatum had a lot of time and energy invested into bringing this character to life, and from what rumors were out there, it sounded like it was going to be pretty good. I personally am more excited to see what Marvel, now that they have the characters back, what they can do. Because this idea of piecemealing stories all over the place, now that we've seen an extended universe work the way that it has with Marvel, this idea of doing a Gambit movie and a Magneto movie and a this movie and a that movie, it just, like, these are characters that belong together. We need to see an X-Men movie, even if Marvel's plan is to show like Wolverine in this other guy's movie, and then Rogue in this other movie, which is rumored, and then Cyclops in this, and then eventually bring them together to be the X-Men. I'm okay with that. Introduce them individually. Yeah. They don't need their own movies. You can easily build up a side character that eventually leads to a main picture. That's what they're doing with a lot of the Disney Plus shows, where they want to do Moon Knight and She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, develop them small in a small space that you really get to caught up with the character, and then throw them into the movie universe. So you can do the same thing with, Wolverine in, I don't know, just shooting off the top of my head. Well, the rumors right now is that Rogue, the X-Men Rogue, is going to be in Captain Marvel 2. That she'll be a character there, and Wolverine's going to show up in some other show, and this guy's going to show up in another show, and then eventually lead that to a founding of the MCU's X-Men. So we'll see.
Wait, does that mean we're going to have a Baby Yoda film?
A Baby Yoda film. I love Baby Yoda. Don't get me wrong. Love Baby Yoda. I don't see him carrying a film. Maybe a series of shorts on Disney Plus. Like, you remember, like, when they would release like Toy Story, and then they would release like 3 or 4 mini movies. Like, what was Rex doing, and what were the little army men doing, and like those mini movies. I would love to see like a series of mini movies, mini shorts of Baby Yoda, just like interacting with different characters from the universe, or like maybe major scenes that like we've seen before. Like I don't know, different shots of like where Vader was kicking ass, and then like you just see in the background, this Baby Yoda just kind of walks across, like he was like in the background of all these major moments. Things like that.
My God, that would be great.
Right?
That's perfect. Or they did the same thing with Toy Story.
Right.
The Mater shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they need to bring those into anything that's like straight released from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that you can utilize the strength of this one character. I think they did it for Shrek. Like they made the big one or two big Shrek movies, and then they did like these mini movies like Shrek Halloween and Shrek, Thanksgiving. I don't know, all these little mini movies. Because the technology that, like, once they've developed it and created this universe, the technology to just make a little mini movie is cheaper and easier. So you can kind of pump them out. So I would love to see like the adventures of mini Yoda, baby Yoda. That'd be really interesting. So yeah, that's it for movie news. We definitely have stuff to talk about with in regards to TV. We've got some stuff to talk about gaming. I've got some silly stories that are just funny, and I thought would be interesting to talk about. But we are reaching the end of the hour, and yeah, I would like to. What do you think? You think we take a little break? How you feel?
Heck yeah! Wow, wow,
Flies
the
by,
hour
right?
went by so fast.
Flies by so fast, man. It's when you're talking about some fun stuff and you're geeking out hard, man. The time really flies. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here with us at WTF Nation Radio and here at Pop Culture Warrior. We appreciate you guys hanging in there, and so far, no major issues. I think I'm dropping some rates, but that's okay. I mean, I'm dropping some frames here. Hopefully, you guys are watching and not getting too much glitchiness. I hear over at YouTube and Mixer and Twitter, we're streaming pretty good. I think Facebook's having just a little hiccupy time with it, but yeah, if nothing else, you can always listen to the podcast. We'll go up as a podcast right after the show, so definitely listen in, tell your friends. We appreciate the support, and yeah, I think we'll be right back in we'll say 10 minutes. We'll catch up in 10 minutes. So we'll see you guys
10
soon.
minutes sounds awesome.
All right, guys. See you in a bit. Shots.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
It's Friday night and I'm feeling low, and you're the reason that I do so. I'll keep on drinking till I comatose, or I pass out on the floor. You got me staring out the window, 8 hours late and you're a no-show. We're
me what it is to see when you look at me. Deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy. Just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got? And is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? While I make it home alive, should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see the day. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
South where the cotton grows tall, out on the river when the rain starts to fall. Got that motorboat running fast as I can, smoke in my mouth, cold beer in my hand. Born on the Delta on the Mississippi, hunting and fishing was the life made for me. Country boy living, born and raised in the South. If you don't like my style, keep my name out your mouth. Dixie ass. Daddy taught me how to shoot when I was just a kid, how to work the field and how to use my fist, how to stand tall and how to be a man. Raised me up with pride to be a southern man. Country ain't country once Johnny Cash died. It's all pop singers talking about the moonlight. I've said it once before, born and raised in the South. If you don't like my style, keep my name out your mouth. Cause I was born in the sticks down in Louisiana. Might talk a little slow, but I'm proud of who I am. Fought for the flag, that's that rebel in me. And if you don't like that, now if you don't like that, now if you don't like that, you can kiss my Dixie ass. That's right. Cause I was born in the sticks down in Louisiana. Might talk a little slow, but I'm proud of who I am. Fought for the flag, that's that army in me. And if you don't like that, well, if you don't like that, now if you don't like that, you can kiss my Dixie ass. Now if you don't like that, if you don't like that, you can kiss my Dixie ass.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367. The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, everybody. We are back on the air, and hopefully I hit all the right buttons, and you heard the musics, and you heard the call-in number, and you heard the WTF Nation radio station plug, and now you're hearing me. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for coming back. We enjoyed our break. We are refreshed. We've talked the movie news. We've talked the coronavirus. We're going to talk more about the coronavirus. But we do have a couple stories that aren't COVID-19 related. So I did promise that, and we are here to deliver to you guys. So once again, I am joined by my co-host of the night, Mud Puppy. You there, buddy?
Hey, yo.
Did you enjoy your break?
Rock, rolling, and all at it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, we are happy, man. I'm very happy to have you here with me tonight. A fellow geek, a fellow man after my own heart, someone who's very in the happenings and in the wows and in the knows and loves the same stuff that I do. It's always fun. We got Kaz is out there saying hello, everybody. Hello, Kaz. How are you doing? What is happening, bro?
Best stepdad ever.
There he is. There he is. And we got WTF and our mom is out there. Hello, Spanky. What is good? We got all the peoples out there. Thank you guys for joining us and being with us as we get through this pandemic together. That's all we can really do, isn't it? Is just get through this together.
One day at a time. One day at a time.
One day at a time. That's exactly it. But yeah, we're back. We're going to tell you guys a bunch of TV news and a bunch of gaming news and some silly fun stories, and we are going to enjoy. If you guys are enjoying, check out my hat. I love this. I love this hat. Put together by a good friend of the show, good friend of mine. This is my own personal CQ branded merchandise. Check out a couple extra ones, which I eventually, I do want to start doing maybe like some giveaways and some fun stuff, and you guys can win some fun prizes. Might be some CQ merch hats or maybe some shirts, or I have some really super cool things that like I want to say for special occasions. Maybe we'll do like a big end of the year blowout, or like a almost like a Ellen's, giveaways, the month of giveaways kind of thing, or Oprah's giveaway kind of thing. And
That is a pretty smexy hat. That's all I can say.
well, thank you very much. I might have helped design the logo. I'm not the creative type, but I might have had a little say in the design and putting this together. So this is only a version 1 prototype. I eventually want to have like a fully decked out officially licensed CQ hat and shirt, and but it's not for sale. This is stuff that I want to give to you guys. Anybody that's a fan of the show and is going to be joining us, calling in and participating and sharing. You guys are awesome, and I want to give the love to you, the fans, because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this, and I'm a fan of pop culture, and I just love spending these Tuesdays with you guys and sharing the love of the pop culture stuff. So with that being said, I've got my buttons, my major buttons, and let's do, what are we going to call this?
Kaz just said auction off your Thor hammer. I don't think so, Kaz. I don't think he's going to part with that one.
Yeah, no, the Thor hammer, if you were worthy, you could come over and try to pick it up. I mean, that's the best I could do. I like I said in the episode 1, I think Thor left it there, and it hasn't moved since. So I have yet to be deemed worthy. But I do have some really, if you think that's cool, I have some like, I don't want to say nothing because it kind of like something really awesome that is truly, I mean, it's not necessarily one of a kind, but it's pretty close to that, and something that's super cool that I want to save for a special occasion. I don't know, we get to 1,000 subscribers or 1,000, I don't know, something, and we'll do a random, I don't know. I'm figuring this out as I go along, but I have some super cool items that are hidden away. They're not part of the display because they're super top secret and hidden away, maybe behind that door. But yeah, some super cool stuff that I just want to appreciate you guys for appreciating the show and being part of it. So we'll get to that stuff.
I'll tell you what. No, let's do a surprise giveaway right now. If we can get the stream, everybody share the stream. I will give away one of my laminates, my prize laminates from the Jay and Silent Bob reboot that has Hollywood Chronic Con on one side, the reboot roadshow or tour, and on the other side, it's the Jay and Silent Bob reboot poster. If we can get up to 500 people on the stream, I will send this. We will randomly choose somebody, and we will send this.
I like your style. Oh, man. Can we do that? 500 people watching live on this stream. You heard it here first. This was a surprise to me. I'm going to confirm. Are you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to give up your prized possession?
I have it in my hand.
Oh, my goodness.
Right now.
I like
and
your
I will
style,
send it
man.
off, lanyards and all. And this is the same one that I was with Kevin Smith himself when I gave him the camera.
Oh, wow. That is awfully big of you. It's ballsy, man. I like your style. This is the stuff that gets me amped up. So you heard it, guys. If you're out there, you're watching the stream, share it out. If we can get, what does they say, 500 live viewers, and you're gonna have
500 viewers.
Yeah, well, and somebody call it out too if we get to 500, because I'm and don't you lie. Don't you people lie and tell me we're at 500 and we're at like 3 people watching. I will check. I will verify.
Yep, go to the 500 viewers on the WTF Nation Radio Facebook page.
There you go. You heard it here first. All right, cool.
And well, I have that Facebook page up right now, watching the live stream.
Fantastic.
At the same time.
Fantastic.
So once it hits 500, we will randomly choose somebody.
A winner.
And they will. We'll have them.
Fantastic.
We'll have somebody. How's this? First caller into the show. Once we hit 500, we'll take the first caller. First caller will get your information, and I will send you my Jay and Silent Bob reboot laminate.
Okay.
From VIP.
Okay. I'm all about it, man. I am with that. I was I was gonna, I didn't want to step on it. I was like, I see your lemon and I'll raise you. Well, we'll hold off. Well, I don't want to get too excited because like I said, I do have some really cool stuff, but I definitely want to make sure we build a good, solid fan base and that we got people watching because I want to make this something that's super awesome. And I got a couple things, but I do have this one item that is, I don't care. Screw it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I have framed Avengers poster signed by Robert Downey Jr. So by Iron Man himself,
Ooh.
the legend. And this is 100% real. This is authentic. Happened right in front of me, and I had it framed and everything. And the reason I can give one away is because I have two. He gave me two. But still, I have one that I've been saving for a super special occasion. So, and I have a lot of smaller items, just as cool. Smaller items that we'll go through and we'll get through, but at some point I hate teasing. I don't want to tease you guys out there and promise something that I can't deliver, but I do have it, and I do want to use it for a super special occasion. So it's there, and at some point it will be in the home of a pop culture warrior fan. So very excited to get to that point in the future, but lots of things. We're gonna do tons of stuff up before that, but yeah, so anyway, that out the way, let's do some more pop culture news. So talking TV, and I know we were talking a bit on the break about this, but there was some sad news in the world of Batwoman. So there's the CW show starring, was it Ruby Rose? They had an incident take place, and obviously this was March 11th. This was before the shutdown of production, I'm sorry, it was before March 11th, which is when the production kind of shut down. They had an incident where a production assistant who was working on the set was injured on set and actually paralyzed. So what happened is the production's, who's also a comedian, random thing as I was digging around, is comedian Amanda Smith. She was working on the set of the series. A boom lift bucket lowered directly onto her head. She was trapped underneath, and the result was serious spinal injuries that she was rushed in for surgery, but they've left her unable to feel anything from the waist down, even after the surgery. So tragic news for, and again, I hesitate because I always want to say, like, if you're a stunt person, you expect, these things can happen. I mean, stunt people don't want this to happen, and they take all the precautions necessary. But it happens, and it's a part of the job that it is a dangerous job. But you got to think a person that's a production assistant, just getting coffee and getting scripts and getting people on set, you don't expect to have a boom lift dropped on your head and be paralyzed for life, possibly now.
Yeah, I mean, those are your set dressers and things like that. A lot of people don't realize I'm heavily involved in the film industry with my real job. But I have friends that are set dressers, that are set buyers, that are, and it really hits home for me because, 2014, Sarah Jones passed away while filming Midnight Rider. And it was like 10 minutes literally from my house is where that incident happened on a train trestle bridge. And then Walking Dead, that's filmed here in Georgia. I mean, a stuntman died from his injuries.
Right.
So, I mean, it's even the production assistants. You think that's all they do, but really they're out there right on set, right underneath the cameras, right next to everybody else. And it's a dangerous job in the film industry, and a lot of people just don't realize it.
Yeah.
But I just, it kills me because it could be, any of my friends, I could get that phone call that, so-and-so just, had the boom lift or, or a gimbal or something, or a light fell on them.
Yeah, it's truly, it's tragic. It's sad. I mean, it's one of those things that any one of us can step off the sidewalk and get hit by a bus. I mean, it can easily happen. The idea that, when it's your time,